Bring the meeting to order at 6:31 p.m. Start with the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item up on the agenda is the adoption of minutes for the July 18th and the August 1st meeting.
We can do them separate. I have to
Okay.
on the 18th because I wasn't here.
Okay, so 7:18 minutes. Motion.
I'll move it.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Gerasi abstained. And the August 1st meeting.
I'll move that. I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Councilor Kudarakis abstained. Okay. I'll just mention for the record, so everybody knows, we had an executive session that started at 4:45 p.m. and ended at 5:35 p.m. about labor negotiations. That was it. We've moved to having our executive sessions before the meeting. And sometimes it might run a little late. Okay, the next item on the agenda is citizens' comments. Are there any citizens that would like to comment?
Fred Burridge, Lingo Road. Just a quick correction. I think during the work session, the board made mention that when there's a maintenance issue with the state police station, that typically an MEO from the highway will go over there and do the work. That's not the case, and the town hasn't been doing that for a couple of years now. What happens now is the parks director gets a phone call, and then he contacts a contractor, and then a contractor goes over and does the work.
Sometimes.
Okay, so that's what's been here. It's kind of like at our highway building right now. We've had a known issue with the roof leaking, and I guess a couple of weeks ago, the parks director went down there and took a look at it, and then he called the roofer. And the roofer came and looked at it and gave us a bill, and the roofer pointed his finger and said it's the plumber's problem. So then our parks director called the plumber, and then the plumber came over and looked at it and pointed his finger at the roofer and said it's a roofing problem. So here we are a couple weeks later and the problem isn't fixed. And I don't know if you paid attention to the forecast, but we got a monsoon coming Saturday. So my suggestion was I called Ken and said, hey, get a coat hanger and a 5-gallon bucket, put it underneath there and put a hose underneath it, run it out to the outside to a tote, and we can save the rain. And, you know, kill a couple birds with one stone. That, and then the other thing from the motions that you have here, I know at the previous meeting, I think Councilor Gerasi made mention about the Apple Ridge and the Cossie, how it's like half and half, and that I was hoping you guys could get together and discuss something about whether you'd have full coverage of something, or, you know, work something around so that you're not half and half, or, you know, you're not doing half the road when the other time. I guess my question is did you guys have an opportunity to meet to discuss any of that, or are we still on the same setup that we had with the village, you know, previous to that?
I reached out to the village, and the DPW director informed me that they were going to be paid this week. So I didn't have a lot of time to make an additional decision.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's going to want to get annexed into the village. So our best path is probably going to be like, you know, County Line Road, where it's half in town of Lysander, half in, you know, town of Granby, and we do an IMA on who takes care of the work and who, you know, but that's going to take a little bit longer. I didn't know we were under a time constraint.
Now, I know a year or so ago, the town park was annexed by the village. So I'm assuming that the way that took place is the town is probably responsible for all maintenance, and the village isn't responsible for any of the maintenance there.
The town park property was annexed into the village. The village doesn't own the town park. It was just, they extended the village line to include the park property.
So if that
So the
needs-
village doesn't run the town of Lysander.
Right, so,
The village has no vested interest. I believe Supervisor Saraceni had that because he wanted to have some kind of added police coverage
Okay.
at the park, and that would assist in that, because now I've seen village officers drive through there.
okay, I was just
So I
asking.
think that was you have to ask him, but I think that was part of the.
I was just asking that just because I wondered if the village would be factored into participating or helping out with a new park building or paving there if we needed it. So
Yeah,
we're all on our
there's-
own, basically.
That was purely the town's push, the village, it's not anything that they do anything for us. It was more, I guess at the time, it felt it was an advantage to the town.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak or make a comment? Okay, none being seen, we'll move on to the next item. Town board comments. Councilor Theodorakis, we'll start with you.
I'll stick to the agenda.
Okay. Councilor Jurassic.
Yes, I will stick to the agenda tonight.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you for watching. I'll stick to the agenda as well.
Okay. Supervisors' comments. Just a couple of things. I had the pleasure of attending the Cantlewood Senior Center Car Show Monday night. It's always nice to see locals, and we get quite a few out-of-town people to bring their cars over. There was 16, 17 cars there. It was a beautiful night. They had some food and some raffles, 50/50s. Everybody was enjoying it. They even had live music. So it was very nice to see people that were out there. On October 5th, our town clerk and myself are trying to work on rescheduling our Recruit New York that got canceled back in the middle of April for the volunteer fire department's recruitment push. We're going to try to do it Saturday, October 5th instead. Hopefully our weather is going to be better. I'm hoping there's no chance of sleet on October 5th.
Is that going to be here in this building?
It'll be right here at Town Hall. 11 to 2, same time frame. So hopefully we're going to hit a better weather for that. Most of the volunteer fire departments have been reached out to make sure it also coincides with, Councilor Morgan might know, Fire Prevention Week at the elementary schools, which is a big hit, I believe.
It is.
Most of the students
It
coming
is.
out.
They love it.
So maybe we'll get some, cross promotion there. People bring their kids and then they follow up with it the next week for fire prevention. The other item I'd like to let people know about is a couple meetings ago, we appointed a new tax receiver. We also have openings for part-time as needed deputy tax receiver. Is it up on the website yet, Tina? Okay, it's up on the website. We have the job posted. As I said, might be as the tax receiver needs somebody, maybe 5-10 hours a week for assistance. Its rate of pay is $17.09 per hour, as we agreed with it. It's not a union position. It's appointment of the tax receiver. So if you'd like to find out anything more about that, check the website or give us a call and ask for Lisa Berrigan, our new tax receiver. Also like to say I watched the Olympics over the last couple of weeks, as most people did. It was nice to see the U.S. do well. It was neat to watch. The women's basketball. It was quite a thriller for one of the last events of the Olympics. It was nice to see them prevail. That's all I have. Moving on to department head reports. Town attorney, Mr. Herbal.
Nothing at this time.
Okay.
Nothing this evening.
Town engineer, yeah, thank you. Ms. Falco?
Nothing this evening.
Okay, moving right along, on to agenda items. I'd like to get a motion to approve the quote from for the cyber insurance policy in the amount of I think I got the amount. I think it's $2,860. Check. Got 14 pages here. You think I can find the one with the price?
So it's not the 2,660, it's that?
No, it's the total coverage.
Say not to exceed 3 grand.
Okay, not to exceed $3,000, just for sake of time, because it's not in the 14 pages I have here. We'll do not to exceed, I believe it's 2860, but we will get that corrected.
I'll move that. I'll second
Discussion. As I had stated before at the last meeting, I was incorrect. It was all one quote. It's a carrier through a broker and then through our carrier, so it was really the actual cyber insurance policy through the broker and then through our carrier. So it was all one quote. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried, all approved. Motion B, I'd like to get a motion to establish a petty cash fund in the amount of $400 for Lisa Berrigan, receiver of taxes.
I'll second it.
Discussion, this is just, I wanted to cover our bases with the new tax receiver. When I reached out to the bank, we use MBT Bank, they had just asked for motions to name them formally on the checking and savings account. It's not something, this is the first time I had come across the department head, so these next couple motions all coincide with that. All in favor?
Aye.
All voting yes, motion passed. Motion C, I'd like to get a motion to designate Lisa Berrigan, receiver of taxes, an authorized signer on the receiver of taxes checking and savings account. I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Discussion, as I had stated, this is all just items we have to do for the new receiver of taxes. All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, motion passed. Motion D, I'd like to get a motion to designate the following as official banks for Lisa Berrigan, receiver of taxes. NBT Bank, Baldwinsville Branch, and New York Class.
I'll move it.
I'll second it. Okay. Discussion, NBT Bank, obviously that's where we do the day-to-day banking. New York Class is it's a bank that doesn't have an actual physical location, but municipalities can deposit funds in there. With school taxes and stuff, some of the funds get deposited there because of interest rates. So that's that second bank in case people are wondering. All in favor? Aye. Approved. Motion E, I'd like to get a motion to approve an expenditure of up to $17,000 of ARPA funds to reimburse the Village of Baldwinsville for road work on town portions of Cossey Lane and Apple Ridge Street. The village had hired a contractor to pave the village portion of each street and asked us if we would like to get the other side of the streets done.
I'll move that. I'll second it.
Discussion, as I had said, the village reached out, the contractor was coming either this week or early next week to do the roads, so we will work on getting them the formal roads. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. As we have already done the executive session, I have nothing else on the agenda. Could I get a motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:45 p.m.? I will second that. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Have a good night, and we'll see you in September.